This artist persuasion course has been everything that I expected and much more. I greatly enjoyed having to work with my peers and getting to learn more about how artists all around the world and from different cultures have used their art as a way of getting across powerful and controversial points. For instance, learning about the Chinese artist Ai Weiwei and his incredibly brave stance against the totalitarian government of his home country has motivated me to watch his very interesting documentary, Disturbing the Peace, and it gave me an introduction into more low budget and experimental films. In fact, I learned more about the culture and nature of art, how it intertwines with propaganda seamlessly and in a multitude of ways. Having to focus on specific subcultures as well, such as rap and hip hop, the cultures there, as well as the prevailing misogyny within it, the artistic and cultural reactions of Monica Lewinsky's scandal with Bill Clinton as well. The only thing that I could think to ask for is how I can keep going forward to think about the nature of art and propaganda and any kind of resources, movies, documentaries, books, etc., related to the topics covered. It would be simply a great opportunity for myself to expand my artistic knowledge further than it has within the past couple of semesters. And how this course has influenced me is me thinking much more deeply and analytically with whatever art I interact with. It gets me to think, not even so much on a political level either, simply the kind of messages that are being conveyed through an actor's gestures or line delivery, for instance. In addition, I find these skills have become much more better in such a short period of time. I can articulate clearly what the purpose of propaganda is, to push a specific narrative for a political purpose, as well as how and why it exists and manifests. As far as the most challenging part of the course, it was definitely the group project, the final project. It was a very fun and thoughtful project, and I think it came together exceptionally well. But it was also a very stressful one as well. It was admittedly not easy to describe how each artist that we selected in our gallery was so unique. It was very much evident, clearly, but their differences defied conventional manners of speaking. It was immensely powerful, and I found it difficult to convey within spoken language, simply. As far as the most rewarding, I would definitely say the breaking story assignments were the most rewarding for me. It will be something that I certainly will practice outside of class, just as like a way of articulating myself more. It had helped me to keep up to date and understand the world around me, the culture as well. It has also helped me to sharpen my analytical and writing skills quite a bit as well, and put them to good use with events that are occurring, whether they be big things or small things, whether they be concrete matters such as World War III, or whether they be more psychological, such as cultural appropriation. Keeping up with the news is important, obviously, but it's also just as important knowing your own thoughts. And some of the themes, a couple of the themes actually, that stood out to me. Firstly was the empowerment or exploitation / trauma as turning point modules. These are themes I constantly struggle with when it comes to looking at and analyzing art. The line is very blurred and uncertain. However, through, for instance, Ai Weiwei's silently subversive pieces, I learned about the fine line between what counts as being a statement of rebellion and power and what becomes a matter of punching down, as they say. Likewise, the Robert Mapplethorpe obscenity trial was an interesting piece of art history, showing a collision of cultures and mindsets. And it was a piece of art history that I was ashamedly not aware of. The artist, Mapplethorpe, was certainly ahead of his time with such sexually provocative artwork, clashing with the still fairly reactionary attitude of the 1990s, which kind of bloomed out of the 1980s. Overall, I'd say this was a very great and very enlightening course for myself, and I look forward to taking any other advances into understanding art and propaganda in the future. Thank you.